Hey guys, it's time for another tech. This one is Duke Ulder Ravengard. So basically, this is our hasty myriad making commander. So what I think we want is a lot of creatures that do stuff when they attack, do stuff when they hit, or do stuff when they enter. So those are the types of things that I would look for, and I would mostly look for things that do stuff on a more mass scale because we really want to get the most value that we can get out of this sort of thing. We don't just want any old sort of things. Now, of course, this would be a really good card for certain other commanders and whatnot, but this is the challenge. We're always trying to build with this commander as we're looking at it. So let's get on into it. But just before we get into the video for today, if you are enjoying the content that I'm putting out there, please do consider subscribing, turning on that notifications. It really helps us out. But with that being said, let's get right on into the video for today. Alrighty, so I'm checking out EDH Rec to see if there's any commanders that we would look at that are kind of similar-ish to kind of what we want to do. I think Adriana might be something similar to what we're looking for. At least somewhere in there, we might find something. So let's have a bit of a look. And see what we can see. Of course, farewell and like staple cards I'm not going to really go through and things like that because it's not really worth it. Like Chaos Warp and cards like that. Yeah, just not worth our time to discuss too much. And here we go. We're getting some stuff now. Hero of Bladehound. That's really good. Adeline, though it is a legend, we would have to get around the legend rule with Adeline, but still it's a pretty useful card and we're sort of hard up for options in a sense as well. So we would probably take it. Sky Knight Vanguard, that's okay as well. Not super amazing, but again, we don't have 1,000,001 choices for the most part. Krenko, that's probably okay-ish, though again we're legend ruling ourselves, so that is a problem, though we could play Mirror Box and cards like that. Henawir Garrison, probably okay. Leonin War Leader, probably pretty good as well. So yeah, those are some really good cards. As I say, it's sort of going to be tough. We could create a 1/1 goblin with Myriad. That's interesting. We could get many Esper Sentinels, but they do die at the end of combat, so really only on our turn do we have more taxing, I guess. Grave Titan, or rather Sun Titan, rather, wouldn't be too bad. Again, melee abilities aren't too bad. Double Strike is pretty darn good. We can't stack Double Strike. Honored Crop Captain wouldn't be too bad to buff up all our stuff. Of course, you can just go infinite with Combat Celebrant and things like that. But that's one card. One card does not make a deck. And even if you say, well, I can run tutors, how many tutors can you run to, get a creature? I don't know that there's that many. Not that there's none, but again, not that many. Morag, even though it's legendary again. Brimaz, pretty good, even though it's legendary. So many good cards are legendaries that it really is hard to find things like that. Tilani Summoner might be okay as well. You do have to pay mana for it to do anything, which I often say is a bit of a no-no because you're just investing too much mana into things that you already kind of have, and if they're not already doing something, it's not really worth it. You're better to have other cards that you're just playing. Silverwing Squadron can be really good as well. See, so we actually are getting a fair few out of this list, so that's pretty good. Hanawir Militia Kaplan, once it flips, is probably real good. You know, even though those tokens will die, we'll get more and more and more of them. And if we can find ways to sort of end the turn or end the phase, that can be really good. Captain of the Watch could be pretty good. Hazard Marshal could be okay, though it's small and it could die pretty easily. Actually, Martin Stronggold is just like our Craterhoof Behemoth in this deck. Even though it's a legend, though it says Summon Legend, yes, it's an old card, so just forgive that. Now, actually, what's the specific wording on this? Where is it? So it says exile it. I know it wasn't on screen there, but it was on screen for me. So we don't get the solemn triggers unless we're going to sack them to something else. But we would get the enters triggers. We just wouldn't get the dies triggers. We wouldn't get annex triggers because nothing's dying and he's a legend. So that's... If we were playing lots of knights, Aspiring Veteran wouldn't be too bad. Novelist of War, that seems real good. So yeah, that seems real good. Hero of Lockslid Ridge is okay. This is the problem that you sort of start having sometimes. It's like, there's all these really good cards, but there's also so many cards that's like, well, that'd be good, but it's legend. So you have to get around the legend rule. Balefire Liege could be good. Elish Norn, even though it's legend, could be good. Buffing up our stuff, getting our opponent's stuff smaller. So that's most of the sort of stuff that I would see that's here on this list. And this is probably one of the most similar legends that we can look at for kind of what we're doing. We kind of have to go digging a bit deeper into a deck like this, but I don't really want to dig too deep anymore with some of this because it just takes so long to sort of do it. And I find people do lose interest in these if I go for too long. Actually, Benelish Marshall wouldn't be too bad, but other than that, there are probably a fair few other cards and whatnot that would be decently good and things like that. Especially taking extra combats, especially if they're not legendary. Things that give you extra combats because you can just get more and more combats as long as there's that dragon that you can pay for, and then there's that dragon that has dethrone, so as long as you can attack the player with the most life, you get an extra combat, and things like that. And since you're attacking each opponent, you're always going to attack the player with the most life. So there's free ones, and there is the one that you do pay for. There is some other stuff that's out there, certainly. Battle Driver wouldn't be too bad, but yeah, we're already giving haste. The buff is nice, but yeah, there's some other stuff, but mostly I would think that would be roughly it, though Mentor of the Meat could play a decent role in a deck like this, and things like that. Even like things that double triggers and things like that. Some of the Krenko style cards. Actually, no, because Krenko is an activated ability and this is a triggered ability. So that will be the opposite cards, actually, but whatever. But still, those sorts of style effects where you can copy the ability and things like that and, get more and more out of it so that you can get more and more things so you can overwhelm your opponents and end the game and win the game and things like that. So that would be the direction that I would go in for this deck. But again, that's just me. I like simple, basic, clear decks that do a very specific thing, and that's just my bread and butter and what I like and whatnot. So I hope that if you've tuned into this deck, that's what you like, because that's what I've got here for you, and that's pretty much what this commander can do. Yes, sure, there is some janky stuff that you could kind of do-ish with it, but still, for the most part, it's one of those things where it's like, yes, if I am running some of these cards, you know, I've got to get around all of these things that are legends, like Aurelia and things like that, because it would be a really good card, and you could combo off with it and things like that. But again, you've got to get around that restriction. You could run Mirror Box, and then how are you going to get your Mirror Box if you're going to copy your legends? How many tutors you're going to run, etc. I'm not really going to go into all that, but again, if you guys want to work that out, you want to build this deck, that's a thing that, hey, if you guys want to see, hey, let me know. Write your thoughts down there in the comments. Write down there in the comments telling me, hey, I want to see a full deck tech somewhere on this at some point, and I will do it. I swear. Any of these commanders or any commanders that are from the set or whatnot that you guys see that you go, wow, I'd like to see you do a deck tech on this, so to help me out and to help me put this deck together and whatnot, yeah, let me know, because I'll do it. Do a full deck tech, proper deck tech, show you the list that I've come up with, and you can make tweaks to it if you want, whatever you like. So, yeah, let me know. I will do it. But anyway, guys, as I said, that's pretty much it. So, hope you have enjoyed, and yeah, leave me a comment down there in the comments of what you think. I really love interacting with you guys, chatting about all the geeky things we love in EDH. So yeah, but if I don't see you down there in those comments, I'll see you in the next one.